Hey everyone, it's New York Dan here, and we're going to talk some Nomadic Fanatic. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. The trolls are coming out of the woodwork. I even saw there was somebody put a comment. They were saying that New York Dan was slandering Blindviews. You believe this junk? Yeah. We're going to address all this in today's video. We're going to talk about what's going on here with Nomadic Fanatic. I got me notes right here, lads. I got a lot of notage. Yeah, I've been watching the stuff, and we're going to go over some of the comments that's coming in. Yeah, the latest stuff here. Yup. So, the bus apparently is what Tater took to make his escape. This is some crazy stuff. Yeah, there was all kinds of junk going on today. His girlfriend, apparently she can't broadcast on YouTube. She's been banned from that, but she's on some other platform. I'm not that familiar with it, called Rumble. And apparently Cal Pote was able to play the message, and he actually viewed it or filmed it and put it up on YouTube. I don't know how that works. But yeah, she came out and she was making this, she made up this video today basically saying that they both are focusing on their own like crises, and she's in California and he's in Quartzsite, and she's making it out like he's not coming to California. And they both live their separate lives, even though they're together. Yeah, there was a lot of strange stuff in her message. She was saying that he was being bullied, and that's why he doesn't want to talk about it, or it's a tough situation. There was a whole bunch of cryptic stuff in her message. It wasn't to the point. It didn't explain what happened. She poo-pooed about the jaw being broken in a fight, about him breaking someone's jaw, as the rumors have been saying. She poo-pooed it. She was like, no, he's a very nice guy. Yeah. And she even said with all the bullying going on, she alluded that he possibly, if he was pushed toward the edge, he might do something real desperate. Yeah. She alluded to some kind of like, almost like a suicide watch. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's really strange. Her video like raised more questions than provided answers. It's very strange. Now people don't know if he's on his way to California. They are wondering if he has other things in mind, if there's another plan. You know what I'm thinking? I've seen this, believe it or not. Yeah. I've seen this in a movie that I saw recently. It's an old movie, though, an older movie. Now, there was something about the movie that there was somebody in it that I wanted to see. Oh, I know what it was. The guy from Chips, John Wilcox. I think, is his name John? Ponch and John, Larry Wilcox, I think that's the guy. He was an actor. That's where he got his start. This movie was involved like California Highway Patrol for some reason with the helicopters. Am I getting this mixed up now with another flick? Long story short. No, what it was a military flight. I think it was. I think it is the same movie. There was a military flight, and it had gold on board. It was a gold transport, and these guys pulled off a heist. Long story short, you know how they did it? They took a school bus, kind of like Tater's, one of those pusher school buses. This is back in like the 60s, the bus was made, or 70s when this flick came. they took the bus and they sprayed it with gray paint, some kind of temporary paint that could wash off. Yeah, and they made the bus all gray, and they put decals that said like Navy or whatever. They made it into a Navy bus to steal the gold from the military airport. And the guy was a bus driver. That's how he got the bus. And then the plan was they were going to wash it off later and put the bus back in the bus yard. Yeah, it's a crazy movie. You could probably find it if you search for that guy, Larry Wilcox, one of his first movies. Anyway, long story short, yeah, this channel's turning into like the tabloid, the National Enquirer, or something like that, right? All these ideas. Well, no, I'm going to get serious. I'm going to talk about more credible things on the channel. Bear with me. Long story short, I'm wondering, think about this. Tater, he takes the bus. He paints it orange back to make it look like a school bus, right? And that way, no one would find him. He dresses up like a bus driver, a school bus driver in disguise. He takes that bus to the Mexican border, crosses the border with it. There's plenty of land, just like Arizona, over in Mexico along the border. That's like desert. Yeah, he said he wanted to be self-sufficient and live what you call boondocking with the bus. He could boondock in Mexico, go into town, get supplies, you know. Nobody would know. Repaint the bus a different color. Put a hat on, wear a disguise or whatever. Nobody would know the difference. And they might not be able to touch him if he's in Mexico. Yeah, he might not even need a disguise. He might be able to keep doing his channel from there too. South of the border, baby. Yeah. That's how you hide something in plain sight. That's what it's called. Hiding in plain sight. Yup. I don't know. And there's other things going on. They were saying, some people are saying it's on federal land this happened. The special spot, Quartzsite, Arizona, where it's this land that you can camp on. So it may, in fact, it possibly could be a federal crime. That's one of the rumors going around. Here's another thing to ponder. You know how his campsite is all cleared out? Well, when he left, a guy commented on my site. I was reading the comment in yesterday's video that Tater just left with the bus and he left everything else behind. Yeah, I'm wondering if the police didn't impound his Harley and the truck. If that's considered like a crime site, if it happened at his site in the party tent where the fight was, if that's considered the scene of the crime and they can't locate Tater, they might be able to impound his stuff. Who knows? Maybe the police took it, and that's why the only thing left when Josh drove by, the only thing left was the tent. And his friends were moving the tent to another site. Very strange. Yeah. It's all kinds of weird things going on with this. So yeah, Blindviews found a video clip, and we don't know how credible it is. He was saying, there you go, guys. That's the end all and be all, basically. He's like, you got your answer right there. Well, this was a short video. You know, the type with the thing, it's only a small video in the middle. And it showed a guy going up to a sheriff's truck. It looked like it was in the desert, and someone was filming it from a bicycle-mounted camera. The guy was talking to the sheriff, and they were saying, he was explaining how he got punched in the jaw or the face, and he was saying he was at the hospital or he had to go to get it looked at. But the guy had a big beard. You couldn't really tell anything. And the guy seemed to be fine. He was talking away with the sheriff's guy. He was walking around. He didn't seem to be injured. Yeah. And Blindviews was saying if you really got punched in the jaw, you'd be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." You might even have it like wired or something so it can heal if it was really a serious injury. So people were questioning this video if it's even real, or is this just a friend of Tater's that went up to the sheriff and was trying to be like kind of like a smokescreen to just like make it out like, oh, this was the hefty dude that got injured, but he really didn't get injured. Yeah, is that just a smokescreen? Because other people were commenting saying that the person that actually got injured was an elderly man. It's rumored that he was 83. And worse than that, they were saying that he was in a wheelchair. Yeah. So, do we really know? I'm going to go through some of the comments. That's what we're going to do. We're going to read the comments. Now, I also noticed there's a bunch of trolls out there and nasty people. Yeah, you imagine that on YouTube, that there'd be these nasty trolls? There's somebody called Vicky 3chin, and they put up short videos and junk, and they're like targeting me. And I think they went in Blindviews, and they were even leaving comments saying that New York Dan was slandering Blindviews. Yeah, you believe that crap? They were telling Blindviews that I was slandering him. Now Blindviews is going to be pissed at me. This is a bunch of bull. Yeah, these nasty YouTubers make shit up. This is this is bull. It really is. I didn't say anything bad about Blindviews. I put up a Blindviews tribute video in my short section where I met him. And anything I've talked about with him reporting on Nomadic Fanatic, his information and stuff, I have not trashed Blindviews. I've never said anything bad about him. I may have said like his information, like with that short video, I may have doubted some of the information. I'm not trashing Blindviews himself. Trolls, guys. It's ridiculous. It's messed up. So that set the record clear right there. Blindviews probably, he's watching my vids too, you know. So that couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh yeah, a commenter said that Blindviews was a dumbass for showing the video. Yeah. Huh, right after I said that, now I'm saying this. No, it's not me. It's a commenter that was on Blindviews' channel. He was saying that he was being a dumbass for showing it. He said it's not the right video. He said that guy was lying to the sheriff to help Tater. Yeah, that's what was going on there. I didn't say it. It's not me, guys. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, another story says that what happened, it tries to explain it, saying that Tater actually got in the middle of a friend's dispute with a guy that was a big guy, so to speak. He got in the middle of the dispute to try to break it up, to try to help his friend, defend his friend. Maybe the guy was bullying him, I believe. This is just a story I've heard. I think I heard it on Blindviews report. It was one of the things they were kicking around. And what happened was Tater got in the middle between his friend and the big guy. And Tater was pissed or whatever, and he threw the punch at the big guy. That's one of the stories as to what happened. Is it made up by Tater's friends? Possibly. That's the thing. We don't know. Are they trying to defend Tater? Are they trying to make it look like it's self-defense? There's a lot of things going on here. But there's no video from Tater. I thought he would have put something out this afternoon. I'm very surprised here. I thought it would, you know, he was taking a break for a little bit and something would be out. No, this is really, really bad. It's Michael Jackson bad. He hasn't put anything out in his defense. And his girlfriend is the one putting out a video that's not even on YouTube. It's on another platform because she got banned for doing she did too much provocative or nudity video on YouTube. Her channel got shut down. Just in case you're new to this drama, she does an OnlyFans channel now that you have to subscribe to. You have to pay money. Yup. And apparently she has that other platform. Either people are talking about Facebook too. They were saying they were posting stuff there. Or Tater claimed he didn't do Facebook. I don't know what's going on. It's craziness. So yeah, we don't know if these are Tater's friends or foes that were carrying that 10 away, carrying the party 10 away. Yeah. What a place, Quartzsite. Yeah, it's a party. It's one big party, guys. Yeah, you got friends. With friends like that, who needs enemies? You're partying, and then the next thing you're on the run, and your friends take the party tent and keep the party going. Huh? Jeez Louise. Let me check on here. Let's go through some of these comments. There's new comments coming in right now. This is insane. There's so much going on. It's a firestorm. A firestorm. Yeah. Yeah, not a firestone. I'm thinking of the tires. Huh. Let's see here. Where's the Tater stuff here? Okay, let's see what's going on. Here's the Tater video from yesterday. I'm going to read you some of the comments. Terry Ballard says, I hope he sent around some of his $95,000 a year to survive unemployment. Ouch. Oh, there's a whole bunch of replies to that one. Wow. Yeah, Mary J, she comments on my channel a lot. She said Diana did the video on Rumble saying he did get in a fight at the spot with a guy. She claimed no one got hurt. That's the video Blindviews and I were talking about today. Yeah, she's putting her reputation on the line. Mary said, I think she is lying. She's trying to defend Tater, in other words, his girlfriend. To be clear, Diana's his girlfriend. Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, the video, some of you have it, were commenting like you didn't see the video. You know what the thing is. That's a video. I didn't see it either until Calpo put it on YouTube. He's taking a risk doing that too, because I don't even know. She was banned from YouTube. I don't even know if he's really allowed to broadcast someone else's content from Rumble. Rumble. I don't know if he's allowed to broadcast that on YouTube. I really don't. Let's see what's going on here. It's obvious from Eric's absence from YouTube. IK2207 commented, him turning off the comments to all his videos and the events that have reportedly happened at his Quartzsite campsite it's obvious that something very negative happened involving, he calls him Little Eric. That much is undeniable. It's my opinion he fled because he was afraid of the person he supposedly assaulted was going to press charges. Him fleeing, if what's rumored is true, has just made the supposed situation immensely worse for him. Another example of him not being rehabilitated from being a convicted felon. Ouch. Yup. Let's see, what else do we have? Somebody commented about my commentary. They said, come on, Dan, what do you mean maybe he was drinking? I'm trying to be fair to Tater and kind of like report this objectively. This is a reputable news channel, guys. We get it right 50% of the time. Huh. Oh, well, to be fair, you know what? I was kind of amazed. My other videos on Sarasota Tim, I think that's where it was. We were talking about Rob Reiner's death. Yeah. You know the guy from All in the Family. Yeah, the meathead. Mike Stivic. That's a tragedy. It really is. I'm not making fun of it, but in my other video, we were talking about that. And I said, you know, the guy was a great actor and director. He was a Hollywood legend. I was a big fan of the show All in the Family and stuff. And I'm like, you know, tragedy. What happened? And with his son and stuff. But get this. On my channel, I posted it Sunday night, or when did I post it? Sunday night, I think. One of my subscribers, I gave him a shout out in my other video. He commented that Rob Reiner was stabbed by his own son. And at the time, nobody was reporting that. A lot of people were commenting, where'd you get that information? They're like, we don't see it anywhere. We've been watching the news media. That's not valid information. We don't believe you. That's not, where'd you get that? Well, sure enough, the next day, the news media reported that his son had been arrested. So you heard it here first. We are on the track some of the time. We are on it. And we reported about Tater on Sunday, and at the time I said I wasn't quite sure about it. If I was buying it at that time, you know, it was more of a rumor, but I did report on it. I didn't expect it would be so much stuff would happen where he's not putting out a new video, he's not addressing it, and he's essentially on the run. He's not at his courtside campsite. Jeff Campbell commented, did they steal his tent or did they relocate it to keep it safe for Tater? Yeah. Now, one thing I was saying about the tent, don't tell me that that's a planned trip to California and the tent was going to be relocated while he was in California. No. Because Tater was making a big stink about how he had problems with the tent with wind. And was showing these huge stakes he got that were yay long, like 3 feet long or something. He was hammering them into the ground. He got a ton of them when he put that tent up. And he was complaining that his arm was hurting from doing so much hammering. And it was a big job to put all those stakes in. Yeah. That was in one of the last videos he posted when he put the party tent. You don't put a party tent like that up and 2 or 3 days later you leave town. That doesn't make sense. You don't go through all the trouble of putting in all those stakes. This is serious. It's a huge, huge tent like you'd have a wedding in. If he was going to leave town in like 3 days, he would have save the tent and not even put that up until he got back. And that's a fact, Jack. Yeah, because it wouldn't make sense. And he wasn't even using the party tent. When he first put it up, he said he was going to other people's tents and a local bar to do karaoke. He used the party tent one time. He wouldn't set it up if you were leaving that fast. You would wait till you got back. And he said he was going to bring Diana back to Quartzsite. But in her video, she's not saying that. No. The story changed. She said she's staying in California. She has some kind of crisis in California. Apparently, people said she has a daughter in California, and her mom, they said something about her mom passed away, and she has her mom's house there, and she's dealing with that. So there's a lot of conflicting information here. Tater may, in fact, not even be going to California. Let's see. More comments. Let's see. RE9947 says, time to ban liquor in the desert. Yeah. And he also commented he needs to go back to prison. Ouch. And, okay, Mr. M325 commented that the guy that Tater allegedly punched was in a wheelchair. And I've heard other things like that too. I don't know if he's serious or joking, but I heard that the guy was 83 years old. People were saying yesterday that he was a senior citizen. That's what they were saying. But we don't know if that guy on the motorcycle we saw today, or his friend was filming from a bicycle, I should say, that went up to the sheriff. We don't know if that's a staged thing. If that's the guy. It wouldn't make sense, though, if that's the guy and he's going up to the sheriff. That would mean that he didn't file a report already. That would mean that that the sheriff's office isn't like actively looking for Tater, so to speak. Why would this guy be going up and talking with the sheriff or one of the sheriff cars? That makes no sense. If the guy was the victim, he would have already done that at the police station. He would have already done this a long time ago. This doesn't make sense. The real Smelvis says, I remember watching Tater way back when he first started his channel. He taught a lot of scammers in the RV community how to get one over on their viewers for money. The art of fake drama was well developed by the troll known as Nomadic Fanatic. Time to get a real job, Tubby. Damn. Yeah, well, if he did in fact punch the guy, that once you become violent, that's a bad look. That's really bad. Johnny Jackson said, Dan, Mark in Arizona said he was probably heading to Quartzsite in January. Yeah, I've been saying that. Mark, Old Men Nation, he's got a YouTube channel. He lives out there in the desert. He's close by to Quartzsite, and he's got a camper. I keep saying this. He should take his camper over to Quartzsite. Just stay for a night or two, interview people, go find that party tent. Try to interview some of Tater's friends. You might be able to get away with it if you're cool about it. You might be able to find out what happened. You could even interview them off camera. Don't bring your phone around and start filming them. They're going to get pissed. But go there yourself and just talk with them. And then you can make a video in your RV. You can show quartzite, do some camping, and find out what's going on. Great opportunity there. I would do that if I was close by like that. A lot of people are saying, why isn't there video footage of the actual punch or what was going on? Guys, you got to remember, it's like a nightlife scene. A lot of people are drunk or they're drinking and they're out of it, you know, and people are doing shouting and there's karaoke going on and drunk. You're not necessarily people aren't going to have the wherewithal to be taking a camera out and filming. That's the problem. Herschel commented, what will the cat ladies do? That's a good question. Yeah, I wrote back, I said, I seriously feel bad for the cats. Let's hope Diana can take care of them. Let's hope you can get them to someone that can take care of them. I mean, we know for sure the cats were not involved. Let's see what else is going on here. Some people claim there's no record of a warrant. Other people claim they went to the police. I think that guy Jason, is that the guy that put the video up? Josh, my mistake. He claimed he went to the police office and he either was checking if there was a report filed or he filed some kind of a report. I think he was afraid that the gang of people there might come after him or something. Yeah. All the comments are turned off on all his videos, not just one. Paul commented. Yeah, it's scary stuff. And yesterday, there was a comment on here that was interesting, and it said, like, the type of attack, if it was in fact a senior citizen, it could mean Tater going to jail for like 3 years. Yeah, no negotiation, no adjustment to the sentence. There's some strict laws about that. Pamela commented, Dan, no offense, but it's time to visit the barber. Yeah, I didn't put my hair, neaten it up enough. I had what's called a rat tail. It's one piece of it hangs down there. Yeah, it's all part of the style. I'm a master of style. Spinning Wheels commented, dude, this is some serious gossiping. I told him this channel's like a tabloid magazine. Bunch of yentas around here, right? Oh, Bo Blow Blah says Diana had stayed on her Rumble. Haters should stop commenting or he will commit suicide. Diana said some dude was bullying him and there was a very minor scuffle. Yeah. That's probably the video that Calpo played. I don't know how many videos she's put out, if she put a few videos up or not. But her video was very lacking. It didn't say anything about where is Tater, what's he doing, why, how come he's not at his quartzite campsite. Yeah, there was a lot of missing information. That was a cryptic video that Diana put out. I watched it. Yeah. I don't know, guys. We're left with more questions than answers. Yeah, we'll see if Tater materializes with a new video. Going on like the third day where with nothing, or the fourth day on a Wednesday. Man, I would never believe this kind of stuff would happen. I didn't realize this, that anybody would be like, if you're partying and you're having a good time, that you would be getting mad. But you know what? Guys, I got to say this much. In one of my videos that I just made, I think when he put the party tent up, I made a video, and believe it or not, if Tater had taken my advice, this never would have happened. I give good advice. The problem is no one ever follows it. I even gave someone the winning lotto numbers one time, the Powerball. They didn't play them. You believe that? Huh. No, seriously, I give Tim advice, Sarasota. I give Tater. I said when he put the party tent up, I said, if you're going to be in quartzite hanging out with your RV, you want to have a good time. I'm like, do you really want a party tent that big? I'm like, you only want, I'm like, do you really want so many people around? I'm like, it's like Great Gatsby. It becomes where you have acquaintances, not just friends. Why do you need a tent that big? I'm like, you just need a little tiny tent or a fire pit or something. Have a couple of friends over. Have like 4 or 5 friends over. Good friends. I was saying this about it when he put up that party tent. I'm like, is that it? Sounds like a recipe for trouble. That's what I was saying. I hit the nail on the head. I'm like, you don't want too many people around. You don't need that many friends. No. It's a law of diminishing return. All you need are a couple good friends to hang out with. You don't need a whole horde of people. It can get bad. You don't know who's going to show up. When you have a big gathering too, that's what happens, especially in a place where it's like a free-for-all, desert party scene. I'm sure if you see a tent in the distance with flashing lights and you hear people like singing or there's a party going on, if you're a nomad in the desert there, you're probably like, hey, let me just wander over. Maybe you had a few brewskis. Like, let me just wander over to that tent. The next thing you know, there could be a mob of people. And these people are not screened. You don't know who's coming. It's not good, guys. I knew that was trouble. That tent. Yup. All right, guys. Hey, hit the thumbs up. Your friend, New York Dan, he brought you the inside scoop. Yeah. Hit the thumbs up to spread the Tater news. And we'll see if Tater materializes. Yup. If he doesn't, I'll have to go down to my local school bus company and get me a schoolie and some blue paint from Home Depot. Maybe I can take over. It's not going to be easy in New York, though. The bus is so cold, it will be hard to get it to start. Huh. All right, guys, I hope everyone has a great morning. Probably by the time you see this. Top of the morning to you, me lads. Get some good coffee. Enjoy the morning. Hope you enjoyed the vid. I'll see you later. This is your friend, New York Dan. Over and out.